Get a small team together of people, like-minded people, who are passionate about your film.
You write from your heart and passion and instinct first and foremost. You're going to tap into some universal stuff.
Don't show guns.
Comedy tells the truth, and specifically it tells the truth about people.
There's a lot of talented people that never make it because they don't understand the business.
Today's guest is Sam Bogoch from Axl Video.
Any place that people have a lot of footage and need smarter ways to manage it.
Welcome to the show, Sam.
Hi.
How are you? Let's talk about Axl Video and what it is and how it benefits filmmakers.
Sure thing. Axl's a company based in Boston, and what we do is software for managing all the media that people are capturing these days.
So this is a growing product, which is kind of exciting, and this is the beginnings of it. So what do you see in the future, 10 years from now? What do you see with Axl Video?
That's a good question. All we know is that the use of video is just growing by leaps and bounds every year. It's probably doubling every year. And because it's doubling every year, we see more and more people who just started out with 1 or 2 hard drives, then they got a pile of hard drives. I was at a customer site about a week ago where they had over a petabyte of material in RAID arrays just scattered over 2 tabletops, more than a petabyte. And they had no way to search it all. How did they get it? They got it 1 drive at a time, pretty much, until they would say, wait a minute, we can't find anything anymore. So that's an extreme case, but we expect to see more and more of that because, you go out, you shoot something, you fill a hard drive, start another hard drive. You start saying, was that on hard drive 3 or 4? And you start using Post-it notes or an Excel spreadsheet. Our stuff is basically where things are headed. So as more and more people have that problem, we expect that more and more people are be using our software. And we'd love to solve this problem on an ongoing basis, no matter how much storage you have.
Now I'm a little embarrassed about my 4 hard drives sitting there with Post-it notes sticking on them.
That's what everybody does. That's what I do. It's just common sense. And again, if you had 40 of them, that system wouldn't work anymore.
Yeah. And what was the word? Petabyte?
Petabyte, yeah, 1,000 terabytes.
That's like a word that very few people have heard, but I think in the next few years we'll be hearing that one because it used to be terabyte was like, wow, that's huge, and so that's as right. We go forward, it's going to be more and more. So this is going to be a great service. And how do people go about getting their media into your website? And talk about how it works.
Yeah, it's actually not strictly a website. Well, the way Axl works is it looks a little bit like a website because it comes up in your browser, but it actually runs off of the storage and the footage that you have with you. So it's not like a remote site that you have to upload everything to. In fact, that's one of our biggest advantages is that we allow you to work with the footage where it is already, and that saves a huge amount of time, particularly when you're out in the field. You may not have the best internet connection.
So give us an example. Like I envision someone shooting a film out in the field and they hook up their hard drive to their computer. How can other people see their hard drive? Do you have to keep them connected at all times?
So there's a couple of different ways to do it. One is just to have it for use for the people that are at the location on the set, or for that matter, when you bring the footage back from the set, have it in the post-production facility. And that's the most common use of our software. It's just for the editors, for the assistants, for anybody that's kind of overseeing or the footage, director, producer. Those people can all collaborate without having to have an external internet connection. The other scenario is one where basically you're making it available over the internet, but only with the proxy, the low-res media. Because our software, what it does is when it's watching your storage, it's making low-res proxies of everything. And then it's making them visible in this web interface. So then all the other people in the project, if they can log into that system, so if you've got an internet connection, they can log in and see those proxies without you having to upload all that stuff, which could take hours or days.
Can people edit on somebody else's hard drive? Can you actually do work through this, or is it just for looking at the video?
You can do basic work. So you can do selects, and you can create what are called bins, sort of mark in, mark out segments within the footage that you have. We're also working on a product, and actually we'll be rolling it out at NAB this year, called Axl Edit, which gives you on the iPad and iPhone the ability to do fairly decent edits. I'd call them, more than a rough cut, but less than a final cut on your iOS device. And that's a pretty cool extension to what we have, because we've always had this browser interface, but now with Axl Edit, it kind of takes it more in the direction of a lightweight editor that you can go the next step in a process.
Do the hard drives have to be on? Like, does my hard drive have to be on for someone to see it? Is that how this works?
Pretty much right now. Now you can remove the hard drive from the system, and Axl will still show the proxies and the metadata for remote editing. But if you want to get back to that high-res material and start actually doing edits with it, then obviously the hard drive has to be connected.
And you bring up a good point. Let's talk about the metadata that you can put on these videos. I was on your website and I noticed that you can put a lot of information and use the metadata also.
That's right. Yeah, we have a ton of optional metadata fields that you can create. And we also have the ability to basically put metadata on the subclips. So you can have comments on the subclips, please use this segment, please don't use this, bad camera angle here, whatever you want to have on there. We've also recently developed the ability to bring in that information from Atomos Ninja devices, so that if you're out there capturing on an Atomos, you can, there's a button or two on the Atomos where you can make basic comments. We now import that metadata into our system, so it makes a really complete field solution if you're out there capturing with either Atomos or just cameras.
And we know metadata is great for filmmakers, and we're primarily talking about filmmakers, but this software goes beyond filmmakers, correct?
Absolutely. We have everything from houses of worship to sports teams to universities and corporate video. So just any place that people have a lot of footage and need smarter ways to manage it. The typical range of storage is anywhere from, a half dozen terabytes to several hundred terabytes. We even have a few customers that are just coming on stream with actual petabytes of information, which is 1,000 terabytes. So we're being asked to manage bigger and bigger amounts of storage, and it extends from things like Paramount Studios. They have it for all their movie masters in the remastering department, where they do the foreign films and the in-flight stuff. They basically use it to search the masters and then figure out what footage they're going to be using in the variations, all the way to somebody like a news organization, CBS and Reuters, that are using it for incoming footage.
So what's interesting is the big guys are using it, but the independent filmmaker can use it also.
That's right. It's a very affordable system. It starts at $495. That's for what we call Axl Starter, but it's a pretty complete system, especially for a shoot. It's probably all you would need. There are some nicer additions to it, like we have a module called Cam that gives you camera ingest in addition to the basic ability to handle the footage where it is. Our Cam module basically cleans up some of the camera formats when they come in from the storage devices, whether it's a card or a hard drive.
What if somebody wasn't sure about the software? How can they check it out, or do you just have to buy it?
They can. No, we have a 30-day trial. I'm happy to work with people on that. And it's fairly straightforward to install. You just need a Mac to load it on. And then, as you said, you connect it up to some storage. It catalogs what's on the storage, and you can really be up and running in a matter of an hour or two.
What about PCs? What about those folks who are editing on Avid and such? Do you foresee being able to use PCs with this?
We do. Actually, we're working on, a couple of different things. On the Avid side, we actually have a bundle now. Avid is including Axl Starter with their new Nexus Pro storage. And obviously, the Avid customer base is a mix of Macs and PCs these days. So it's not outrageous that they might have a Mac sitting around that they could run our software on. All of the other machines in the network, whether they're PCs or Macs or mobile devices, all access it through the browser interface from that one Mac. So that covers a certain number of people. And then we're also working on a Linux version of Axl that you'll be able to run as a VM, either on a Windows machine or even in some cases, include it with the storage that you buy. So there are some storage systems that are, network attached storage that have a fair amount of horsepower in them. And we're looking for ways that we could actually include Axl as a plugin for that storage, so you wouldn't even need an external computer.
And can this be used throughout the whole world? Maybe this is a silly question, but I don't really know. Can it be used just in the United States or North America or the whole world?
The whole world. We have installations in Japan, all over Europe. We have a great guy who handles our European business out of London, Blake. Bottom line is, there's no geographic limitations. And as I say, most of the customers are using this for in-house use, but we're working on making it easier and easier to use it outside the firewall as well. That's something that we're going to be phasing in more this year, is some different cloud options, because the core of the product is cataloging the storage where it is. However, it's also true that it would be great not to have a VPN to log in and access this stuff from wherever you are. So we're trying to bring the best of the cloud world and the on-premise world together this year.
Any want to wrap up with, Sam?
Yeah, maybe just, our website is www.axlvideo.com, AXLEVIDEO.com, and I'm Sam at axlvideo.com. So reach out anytime. We'd love to hear from people and look forward to working with you.
All right, Sam, thanks for joining me today.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate the time.